Quest, you were very confident about tonight when you spoke yesterday on the Top 6 show. How impressed were you with your Chelsea team tonight?
Impressed is probably not enough to describe how I feel. I'm not gonna lie. I feel satisfied. That's probably the most accurate word, because going into this game, I didn't really have any expectations. We just won the Club World Cup. We're world champions. Everybody can hold that. So for me, really, it was just about coming back into preseason and just making sure we continue to do what we've done over the past couple of months. You know, what's beautiful actually for me, is I've been seeing Arsenal fans all week saying, why does preseason matter? Why does preseason matter? This is why preseason matters. Because when your team puts in a good performance, what it does is it starts to cultivate joy in the fan base. And that's what I was getting from the stadium and from the players and from the general game. That's what I felt. I felt like joy was just oozing like expressions, like oozing out of that game, bro. That's what I felt. And people have said it already today, yeah? You say go, okay? There's too many names. If I start, I'll be here for years, yeah, and I don't want to, but Gittins, Eusego, João Pedro, these signings are doing something I've not felt since like Hazard times. I'll be honest. Like watching Esteval Willian. Oh my, listen. Hey, people were trying to argue with me the other day. Madueke, no, let me put respect on his name. Madueke, maybe you're gonna miss him. He's a top quality. I said, no, I've been watching this guy for 3 years now. Yeah, I understand when I see something that doesn't work. Esteval Willian works and then some. And this is what I mean about joy. For me, this feels like we're now building a squad where people won't even be mad to see Chelsea win. Because previously, when Chelsea have won league titles or they've won European trophies, people are like, oh, stuff Chelsea. It's almost like they don't like the squad. This is not only a likable squad, but a talented squad and an effective and dangerous squad too. The things I saw on the pitch today, yeah, bring this season on, Terry. It's going to be a good one.
And do you know what's interesting? I do believe in what you've said about the feel-good factor. Now, the problem is we live in a very polarized world, a very polarized society, where when you say, encourage the team, be happy, don't be so negative, people go, oh, you're just toxic positive. And I do believe there are horrible, toxic positive people, and I believe there are nasty, horrible, negative people. Your team needs a balance. But actually, like I know Real Madrid fans, when they're upset, do the white flags and they'll whistle, and a handful of fans will shout at cars. But the vast majority, I've watched the games where they're struggling. The vast majority, it's I'm gonna speak it in English, but they do it in Spanish. It's come on, boys, let's go. Yeah. And I do think that encouragement yields better results than consistent, widespread negativity. And I know sometimes you need to be encouraged by the performances, you need to be encouraged by how you're playing, and I'm not discounting that. But that's why I think having you guys having that, winning what you did, having a decent preseason. I'm hopeful for Man United. We kick off at 12:45 tomorrow, our last preseason game. We can play well, beat Fiorentina, look decent, meet Šeško, in Bumo Acuna gets a goal, and you suddenly go, I can't wait now for that Arsenal game. That'll put the fans in a mood where it's going to be bopping on the first day. And it is important, where I think there are other clubs going into that opening game. I think they're feeling a little nervous, a little bit apprehensive, and that can filter onto the football pitch. So, look, listen, what the team does also echoes how the crowd is as well, and you've got to get that unison. And I think Chelsea fans right now, probably for the first time in 3 years, maybe the first time in 4 years, there seems to be some unity, some togetherness, some happiness. I don't see Chelsea fans on socials fighting with one another. I've seen this before. I saw this in 2022. This reminds me so much. Yours has been a tournament, not a full preseason summer, of that Arsenal growth that year where they went on and had that title race. It's just the way you were all, as Chelsea fans, talking and feeling. It's very, very similar to me.
Yep.
But and this I also want to... Sorry. So I wanted to say that João Pedro, really, like as a striker, right? Like you need a little bit of luck. I think everybody knows that. And this guy, since he's come on, like he's played 4 games, he scored 4 goals, and you can see that he's always finding himself in the right moment in the box, and he's confident, and he's not cocky. There's this like nice air about him that he's there, he's playing for the team. You can see that he's trying to get everybody involved, even in his celebrations. Like today was such a joy. I think the fans called him back, and he went back to the fans and he celebrated. I saw the moment when Estevao called Palmer and he did this to him. Like these small things really create this feel good factor in the team, and I'm all for it. Like I am so excited for the season. Again, we will be in the mix. We don't know how it's going to be, but I still have chest to say that every game we go in, we definitely have more than a chance.
Yes, and that is, I think, I know winning the trophies is what everybody wants, but I always think back to my childhood. And I know that United were winning a lot of trophies, so people might say there's a flaw to the logic, which is a fair challenge. But it was knowing that every game I went into, and I think Chelsea fans from around 03, 04 felt like this for a long time, and Arsenal fans, the majority of the Premier League era, and I can only speak of the Premier League era because I remember a little bit before the Premier League, but it's hazy because of my age. We always knew we had a chance in nearly every game we played. And I think that's what's wound Chelsea and United fans up in the last 2 or 3 years, is we have both gone into so many matches knowing probably going to lose today. Oh, that we're going to win today. And I think it's what I like is I'm not bitter about what you guys are doing. It actually inspires me that I know my team can potentially get out of this. Similar things to yourselves, though. We open our new £50 million training ground today. Good signings coming in. I just don't think owners do that and invest that way just for your team to stay 15th. I just don't personally see that being the case, but that's just me. Andrew, thank you for coming on, mate. I'm going to bring Nick through now. Top man, thank you very much indeed, brother. Thank you. Nick is on the show with us as well. Now, what do you want to say, Nick?
I just want to start by crediting Maresca, to be fair. I mean, if you think about, we didn't finish the game with the exact same 11. It completely switched out and nothing changed. The level, and you saw academy players like Raksaki come on, and nothing changed at all. It was the exact same quality on the field. So from that point, Maresca has just built such a good system, and it kind of goes back to when that game where the £1 billion bottle jobs against Liverpool, where Jurgen Klopp brought on all of his kids, and in that game, it said the system that he built was perfect. Doesn't matter who came on, it was chop and change, and it was exactly the same as what I'm starting to see now. So from that point of view, I think Maresca's got to take a lot of credit. I know, obviously, it's pre-season and you need to see it in the kind of Premier League bigger games, but it's something to get excited about.
For sure.
And the main thing is kind of the versatility we're seeing now in all these attacking players. I mean, you've seen João Pedro come on the field, and the ability to score a goal is something which we've been lacking with Jackson. And it's that clear goal. It's not even clear goal scoring opportunities. He's cutting in. And he's curling one in top corners. He's chipping it. He's ramp side of the box, one touch, bang, in. So we're seeing a lot of these attacking players come in now, and they're making a difference. And as you said earlier on, you've got players who can play in that 10 role, who can switch over to the right, then can switch over to the left. So we're seeing a lot of versatility now, which is going to be interesting this season because we've got a lot of players potentially still to come in, and it's interesting to see how he's going to fit all of them in. Because I mean, I've seen that Estevao said he'd want to play in the 10, and that's his favoured position. I mean, me personally, I prefer Palmer out on the right. But I mean, you've got so many players there, even with Neto. I mean, I kind of felt bad for him in the Club World Cup because to me, he was actually our player of the tournament. I mean, I know obviously Palmer got it because of what he did in the final, but for me, he was our best player consistently in the tournament. I know Caicedo does his thing, but especially in attacking wise, he was our best player. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he fits everyone in this season. And one thing I want to say about Gittins as well, because I hadn't actually seen much of him when he was at Dortmund. I hadn't actually watched a game of him at all. So the only thing I'd seen of him was from his highlight reel. And obviously I know anyone can really look good in a highlight reel, but one thing I saw from him was that he was explosive, he looked quick, he likes to take a man on. And from that short period he had today, it was the exact same thing. And if that's not just going to be his highlight reel and that is just his game, then it's something to be really excited about. So I'm looking forward to this season.
It is. And what you have in your team is something I've wanted at my club for a long time. So I'm going to echo that same energy. Is you have a lot of players now that can score difficult goals, or the modern day phrase is shit, like low XG chances. It's such a mouthful, but it's those half chances and score goals from nothing. Long distance efforts, shots from acute angles. They can shoot from. You've just got these players now that are capable of helping you score goals in difficult games. Mo Salah is the master at this. Liverpool could be struggling for clear-cut goals. He'll drop a shoulder, give himself off the aisle, curl it into the far top corner. You've got Palmer, you've got João Pedro, you've got Estevao that can do that. Plus, I think João Pedro's got that well in his locker. You suddenly got
that as well.
The lap that's really crazy. People are going to end up sleeping on the lap because of how well the others have started. He's gonna fire as well, and it's just, again, it's sobering from a rival's perspective. There's nothing, I just don't, other than Colwell's injury, but that can happen. And your club, this is the manager comes straight out and says, look, we're going to focus on getting some centre backs in. You're not just going to go and buy a centre back. So as much as this isn't to sound disrespectful to Colwell, there's nothing for you, man, to worry about for me.
The lap and Pedro is actually the most interesting one for me, because I want to know who he's going to favour. Because I know obviously Delap coming into this, he's going to want to be the next striker to take on Harry Kane and be that next England striker. And I would have thought he'd come to Chelsea and want to he'd want to get in that World Cup squad. But João Pedro doing what he's doing, he's got to be playing as well. So I'm really intrigued. That's what I said a minute ago. I'm really intrigued to see how he kind of plays with this, because you've got a lot of versatility in there. But as I said, especially if you bring in Xavi Simons and you bring in a Garnacho as well, with all of these players as well. I know George will probably go out the door and Kunku probably will as well, and potentially Jackson. So you are going to have some changes there, but there's going to be so much rotation. And it's with João Pedro, as you kind of said a minute ago, it's the range of goals which I'm liking and which I'm seeing, and we've actually struggled to have that over the last few years, really. Especially for multiple players. So I'm really intrigued with them two players to see who's going to play, whether you're going to see João Pedro playing a 10, whether you're going to see him play as a striker. It'll be interesting.
It's going to be crazy for you guys. A few super chats here. The first one here says Gittins, Palmer, Esteval, Pedro, Delap, Neto. That's from D, and all of them. I think again, Delap weren't overly involved, but he still got onto a couple of chances, which on another day he's going to score. And I think that just tells you something. Chelsea might actually win the Champions League with Champions League. Esteval is fire. Champions League is, you're in that group. The club believes, the fans believe, the players have just won a massive international tournament against some very good teams. You've got a chance of winning that.
It's the one I want.
100%. Yeah, that's what I said. You know, when I said this the other day, Terry, and people were saying, are you crazy? You said it earlier. It got to a point, Chelsea and United, where as a fan, you're just thinking, I don't know if we're going to win or lose. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to win today. So it gets to the point where with the league, if you're not confident you're going to win, you know the league's not on. But with a competition like the Champions League, anything can happen. That's why for me, I've loved the way we've been over the past couple of years, but the way we're shaping up now, things look so good that it's like, you know what, just bring everything on. Let's not talk too much too soon. Let's just bring it on and see. But I'm confident that in the biggest games, we'll be able to get it done. And let me just say this really quickly. I do need people to put respect on Jackson's name, because what people need to remember is he's played like his second or third flight of full-time first team football, and he's a converted winger to striker. He's not even supposed to be doing what he's done at the club. So now that we're seeing Delap and João Pedro, let's just enjoy it. Let's not even let it be about what Jackson didn't do. Let's enjoy him, because Delap, for me, like you said, you know, that Barclays Prem type player. Oh my God, I'm just watching Delap crashing into man, hitting the box, trying to just touch it with the outside.
And it's different. And it gives you difference in the way you play. D here says Terry, Chelsea is getting Xavi Simons to be the one helping Delap with those tight spaces, passes. Yeah, and he's different again to other players that play in those roles and gives you that area. You've got someone again like Garnacho, who I think is going to be a powerhouse from you from that bench, coming on last 20 minutes, 15 minutes of games. I think that's where it will start, and I think you'll have that. I think George will go out on loan, because I think all those other players are ahead of him now. But I think George has got a big future. Roman picked Bowley to kill FFP. UTC, we've got ballers. That's what it means, right? There we go. Although I've been doing this a long time with fans of a club, sometimes I see their abbreviations and my brain goes, I don't know what that means. Chelsea are ready to battle. They showed versus PSG. You are. And look, winning the league is hard, because it's 38 games of consistency you need. But Chelsea have a chance in that. They've got an absolute chance in all the cup competitions they're in. This could be a phenomenal year for Chelsea. There's no doubt about that.
I think where if it's going to happen in the league, what needs to change, where we haven't really seen in years, is Arsenal have had the better of us. We've drawn games with Liverpool. I know we beat them last year, but it was the game after they won the league. And if they were still fighting, I still would have bet on them to beat us in that game. But Arsenal have had the better over us. We haven't really beaten Liverpool. I don't think we've beaten City since the Champions League final. I need to start seeing us, even United. I know we're beating you a couple of times, but we always make it look difficult. I need us to start winning these games, and that's when I'll say I think we can go for the league. If we're still there if we're there around Christmas, and let's say, for example, it's got to Christmas and we've drawn against Liverpool at Anfield. I don't know what the schedule is, so might not play them then. But we've beaten Man United, we've beaten Arsenal or something like that, or we've drawn against Liverpool. That's when I'd say, do you know what? I think we can go all the way. But until we start beating these teams who we haven't really been beating the last few years, I'm still going to say I don't think we can win the league yet.
I hear that, mate. I hear that. Listen, I want to thank everyone who's tuned into this show.